introduce this next talk for you and try and get some of your questions in as well. Before we do, a couple of housekeeping rules, if you don't mind. We ask that you don't film during the talk, and we ask as well no flash photography, please. However, if you do want to take photos, please share them across social media. Our hashtags, acts are all over the place, so we do want to see you having fun across the weekend. I don't think our next guest needs any introduction whatsoever. The star of Series 4 of Stranger Things. Please give it up, a huge LFCC welcome for Mr. Joseph Quinn.
Hello.
Hi there.
Thank you so much for spending time with us this weekend. How are you finding it?
This is me time. Hello everyone. How are you doing?
So I'm sure you're all aware that this is your first ever convention.
First time, yeah, first time.
It's been a bit of an experience for you.
Pretty wild, yeah.
And I know that we'll talk through your career in a moment, but the experience here with Stranger Things dropping just a couple of weeks ago for us, or a month ago for us, it's just an incredible phenomenon. Can you talk us through what it was like for you joining Stranger Things? Were you already a fan?
I was definitely a fan, yeah. What was the experience like? It was very long. Obviously, you guys have been waiting for a few years, right, for it, and we were very aware of the kind of appetite for it and the wanting to get it right. It was obviously quite daunting joining a show like that because people really love it. There's a lot of devotion, you know, your commitment as fans is just, it's so moving. Obviously this is my first time here, so it's kind of seeing how much it means to you all is so overwhelming. It's mad, yeah.
And when you got the script for Eddie, he's been such an incredible standout character of this series. Did you expect that when you, what was it that kind of drew you to him? Did you expect him to be such a phenomenon in his own right?
Not at all, no, obviously not. No, I didn't expect this. This is crazy. What was it about him? Well, obviously, you know, if you get asked to come and be in Stranger Things, you say yes. So it was never about kind of anything that drew me to the role. It was a brilliantly written role. It was all on the page, and the Duffers really created a very empathetic character who represents kind of being an outsider. And so that was a terrific privilege for me to kind of have a pop at, yeah.
And of course, his iconic 80s look. I mean, it's just brilliant, isn't it? What was it like for you? It's a very good sign. What was it like for you kind of getting into the look? Did it sort of come together for you when you put the hair on, put the jacket on?
99% of this character is the wig, I think. Yeah, it did all the work for me. It was very funny, you know, kind of putting this wig on, and it makes you, when you look at someone that looks very different to you, it's pretty funny. So yeah, that was very fun, kind of coming up with the look, and I was working with Sarah Hineschool, who does hair for Stranger Things, is brilliant. We were kind of coming up with the look for about 3 weeks before the pandemic, of like various different wig fittings and stuff like that. But we landed on the Beast. It was called the Beast. It was called the Beast.
It's so soon.
And what were your kind of inspirations in playing him? Did you look at other rock stars of the era, or did you look to film characters? Or was it just kind of coming straight from the page?
I mean, people have kind of brought up The Breakfast Club, like Judd from The Breakfast Club, which I guess is a kind of a similarity. I didn't base it on anyone. I kind of based them loosely on a couple of people that I knew who were a bit older than me, who I thought were kind of cool. But no, he just kind of, I don't know, it was the wig.
Eddie Van Halen.
So,
Eddie Van Halen. No. Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, also
sorry.
A bit of him. Yeah.
Spanish.
Okay, I think we have our roving mics in the audience. Does anybody have a question? No one, barely anyone at all, not at all. We'll try and get round as many as possible, so do please pop your...
I have a question.
Hello, again.
Hi.
I have a question
question that has been on the internet for quite a while now, and it is the question of when Eddie unfortunately died at the end. Spoilers.
Spoiler alert!
Dustin was looking down at Eddie's legs, and there's a question of whether Eddie's legs were bitten down to the bone, and that's what killed him. Can you answer whether that was what happened?
The legs weren't bitten down to the bone.
Brilliant, love that, thank you.
Love your outfit.
Thank you. This is for you and for Eddie. If Eddie and yourself was to be a D&D character, what would the class and race be?
I don't know how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh!
So it's really interesting because there's not much of you, Josie, in Eddie, is there? You're not. I understand you're not a huge metal fan. You're not a D&D player.
I mean, I listen to a lot of metal to prepare for him, but I wouldn't say I'm not really a metalhead.
No.
But I grew to love it in my own way.
Is it really fun to kind of bring aspects that just to be such a different character from yourself when you're preparing for roles?
So that's why I want to do my job. I love that. You know, it's really exciting to kind of try and bend different aspects of your personality to kind of come up with something else. It's a very weird job. Yeah, but I love it. I don't know why.
Well, I think if you did decide to learn D&D, we've got a lot of members of the Hellfire Club already at your disposal.
I have played one game. I played a game. I don't know if you guys have seen it. So I was being led by a brilliant dungeon master. What are some of the categories of people? There's a dwarf.
Yes?
I'm a dwarf.
No!
Eddie would probably be a bard or a warlock.
There you go.
Yeah.
A bard. I think he'd be a bard.
Bard, warlock, maybe a tiefling.
Great. And then is it like a special ability? What is it?
There's many special abilities.
Come on.
But dark magic and saving people with music, I think, is everything.
Okay, great.
It fits very, very well, I think. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hello. Obviously, we all love a good meal deal. I just want to know, what do you think Eddie's go-to meal deal of choice would be? And where from as well?
I think he'd get ham sandwich,
Okay.
salt and vinegar crisps inside the sandwich.
It's
Do I get a chocolate bar as well? I guess he'd have Hershey's one,
Yeah.
which sucks. And he'd have just a Dr. Pepper, I think.
Or a monster or something.
Yeah.
Nice, cool, thank
Great
you.
question.
Thank you so much. I'm going to try and get around that bit useful.
Hi. So we know you auditioned for Spider-Man. If you could play any Marvel hero, who would you play and why?
Spider-Man.
Why?
He's funny, and I want to do that. Fun.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Thank you so much. And sorry, a slightly logistical question, but if you don't mind, if you've only got a one-part question, please do give the mic back to our lovely roving reporter, because then she can try and get to more of you. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. If you could replace Running Up That Hill with any song, what would that song be?
Yes! Yes!
Does anyone know who the Vengables are?
Ah,
No more questions.
Hi Joseph.
Hi.
I was just wondering, as we know the guitar solo was Metallica Master of Puppets, I was just wondering how it came to be Metallica, and did you have any influence on what the song was?
It was always going to be that song. It was written in the script, which we got before we really kind of got into the main bulk of filming. I wasn't involved in the discussions. I did what I was told.
Hiya.
I,
My question is, so in a recent interview we saw that you jokingly took the guitar back with you. Did you take anything from Sarah's iconic rings or the guitar?
they won't give me the guitar. I've asked for the guitar. I should have the guitar.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, we're working on it. What did I take from set? I took the rings, I took some Hellfire t-shirts, and that, I tried to take the wig.
Oh,
I
the
got
best.
busted.
Hi, Joseph.
Hi.
If you could play any other character in Stranger Things, who would you play?
Joyce.
You look like a Joyce, so good choice. Hi.
Hi.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Whatever happened to Eddie's jacket? You know the vest?
The Dio one?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Joe Keery might have stolen that.
Joe Keery.
Yeah, boo, Joe Keery.
Boo!
Hey that guy.
Hi. I just wondered, because most actors put a part of themselves like as the root of a character, and I wondered what part of you seems you're not that similar to Eddie is rooted in the character.
That's a lovely question. I don't know, really. Maybe questionable dress sense, probably.
Would you go to the front here?
Hello.
Oh.
So, with the characters that you play, I see that you've got like a common theme of always playing like really sad characters. You don't have a good ending to them. Why do you always choose characters like that?
I don't choose them. You have very little control in this life, and I don't know, so far the roles that I've played have been, a bit tragic. I don't know why.
It's an interesting thing, isn't it? Because that you do tragedy so well, and you bring so much humour to your characters, even in their interesting, unique circumstances. Do you think that is there anything about playing that tragic character that is more interesting to you, or that you enjoy?
I think any character with a satisfying arc, a kind of an interesting beginning, difficult middle, and a satisfying end, that's what you want as an actor. And the most kind of poignant end for any character tends to be when they die. So yeah, it's great to die.
No!
You have many lives.
Thank you. During the guitar
Hi.
Hi. During the guitar scene, are you actually the one playing it?
Yes and no. I played the most of it, and then we kind of flew in a kind of black belt metal guitarist to play the solo, because that just wasn't going to happen. It's really fast, but I did play the other bits. So.
Okay. Hi. Mine's not really a question. It's just more of an extension of gratitude, really. I'm sure a lot of us have heard what happened yesterday, whether it's true or not, about how you were treated. I won't really comment on it, but I just wanted to say thank you from all of us. We're really grateful that you're sharing your time.
Yeah!
Thank you for signing our things, for spending time with us, for making our summer. I think that we've all really connected with Eddie for one reason or another, whether we like his music taste or that he is the outsider, like you mentioned. I think all of us are part of Eddie. We've all travelled far because we all really connect with you as well. And you've all really made our weekend. And you really made mine as well. Like, you were just so nice to me and my guide dog yesterday, and however you were treated yesterday, we are so grateful. Thank you.
Yay!
Why did you do that? Very kind of you. Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you, Joseph.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You rock!
Thank you.
I think there is definitely something about being able to connect with these characters who mean so much to us, and as you say, we are all so grateful for your time. What is it like for you to be able to connect with your fans, knowing that they have this connection with this character you're playing?
I never expected this in my career, ever. I don't know what it is. It's something, clearly, I have to be careful not to sound too grand, but it feels like something in Eddie has connected with people. And I don't know whether it's him representing being different and accepting his differences and being who he is, being his authentic self. Dustin says at the end, he was always Eddie. And we need to, we all have moments of not liking ourselves and being hard on ourselves. And I think we need to be ourselves, because you're you, there's nothing you can do about it. You're born into this life and it's weird, and you might be weird. Probably you are, if you're here. And that's okay. And I think that seems to be the message that Eddie is conveying, is be yourself, because it's pointless being anyone else. Eddie. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Let's get to another question.
So I mentioned earlier when I was in the autograph line that I am a stage manager, and I've worked with a lot of directors who do like improv with the actors, where the actors have to be in character so that the actors are then able to grasp the character quicker, so when they come off stage and then go back on, they're able to fall back into the character easier. Do you have any like tricks or anything you do to help you stay in character in between takes, or when you're doing a stage show and you have to leave stage for a bit?
I'm just definitely not a method actor. I don't have a problem with people that are. I don't do that. I stayed in the character voice quite a lot, in the accent, because I was terrified, that he'd sound like he's from South London, and he can't sound like that. So I did that, which was really annoying for people, and I felt really stupid doing it. Charlie Heaton, who's in, Charlie Heaton, he is English and couldn't be anywhere near me when I was kind of in my American accent, because it's just so irritating. Just, you're at a restaurant, hey, can I get a sparkling water? And like, the bit in your head that just says, shut up. That is just turned up to 11. But no, I think the voice was important, but I wasn't kind of going around like doing devil horns or anything between takes. I hope that was a good question.
Hi there. I wanted to ask you a question. I'm a Game of Thrones fan. So I wanted to ask you, out of everything that you filmed, which you enjoyed the most being on what set?
Out of every job?
Yeah, so like Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, which one have you liked the best?
I guess Game of Thrones was fun, but it's a very different experience to Stranger Things. I was only in that for we only did 3 days or something like that. So it was very much a kind of in and out thing, but it was great fun, and it felt very funny to be in Winterfell with a sword, and I was a fan of the show. But Stranger Things has been the most kind of personally and professionally surreal experience of my life. It was kind of quite challenging because of the length of the shoot, and because we were shooting it during a global pandemic, and it was the most ambitious season yet, and everyone was trying really, really hard. And I've got my 3 friends with me here today who have been my kind of moral support in the whole build-up to this thing. I was very, I was nervous, but it's been extremely gratifying it coming out and to see everyone's reactions to it. It's, I don't have the words for it.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Who's your favourite actor or actress to be with on set?
I can't really pick, really. Jokingly.
Do love them.
Yeah. All of them. Not really jokingly.
Hello.
Hi.
If you could see Eddie in any other TV show or film, which one would it be?
If I could see Eddie in any
other TV or film, which one would it be?
TV or film. It'd be quite funny to see him in, like, I don't know, Wuthering Heights or something like that. how he'd fare in that.
I think you'd be quite good at period.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Really random question. Obviously, I know we've said that you've had quite a hard day yesterday.
I was fine. Is there been a rumour going around that I was
You
treated?
just looked really sad.
Yeah.
It was mental, but I wasn't sad. Everyone looked after me brilliantly, and you've all been brilliant. It was lovely. I was just a bit kind of taken aback.
I just wanted to say, did you eat the meal deal I bought you?
With a hoisin wrap?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! Woo! Thank you!
I do love that you are just going, you have to keep going back to conventions because you will just get fed now. Now that we know we just want to feed you.
Keep them coming. Hi.
Which actors did you have like a good relationship with the show?
Well, they're all really nice people, really. So I was very lucky in the batch that I got to work with. I was with Natalia, Charlie, Joe, Maya, Sadie, Kayla, Gator, and yeah, a couple of others. They're all brilliant, all of them really. They're lovely.
I think one of the fun things about Stranger Things, and you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I've always loved about it is that you get the ensemble cast, and there's always different pairings, different groups, even through a series, but also series to series. Was that interesting for you to play off the different chemistries of different actors and that kind of thing? Is that always nice to kind of shake things up?
Totally, and I think that's the kind of glue of the whole show. You've got obviously this spectacle and this kind of crazy world that the Duffers have created, but the thing that, the life of it is these characters and their relationships to each other, and the sentiment there is so strong. And yet particular dynamics work. I think kind of Gaten and Joe's dynamic seems to be something that's really popular and people really like that. I was a bit kind of daunted of being kind of Gaten's side Joe, and like to see how that might, because I didn't want to step on anyone's toes, and I know that people really like them together, so I was kind of worried about kind of being this kind of side thing. But that ended up actually being one of my favourite parts of it, and me and Joe had a lot of fun with it. And it kind of was mimicking real life really, because we're both just so enamoured with Gaten. He's so funny, and yeah, we just kind of exchanged stories about kind of, you never guess what he did yesterday. lots of that stuff. Yeah.
Fantastic, thank you. Where are we with the mic? Sorry. Perfect, just at the back there.
This isn't really a question, but can you convince the Duffer Brothers to bring you back?
Yes! Please!
If they need help, we can co-sign.
They're not picking up my calls. I don't know what to say. Yeah. I'm so angry at them. No, not really. I'd love to come back. I don't know, they're the grown-ups. I don't know what to do. Yeah.
Thank you, we're here in the middle.
Hi,
Hey.
so Eddie never meets Will Byers in the show, but if they did meet, what sort of relationship do you think they'd have?
Eddie and Will Byers. Does Will play D&D?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd probably do that.
Hi.
Hello, what's your name?
Amy.
Hello.
So this is related to what the last person said, how for me to meet Eddie, but how would Eleven and everyone else react to meeting Eddie, and would they be friends?
So, would kind of the California guys like Eddie?
Yeah.
I can't imagine Eddie and Eleven having much to talk about. I hope so. I hope so. Maybe he's quite divisive, isn't he? So maybe half would like him and half wouldn't. I can't imagine him and Argyle. I know what they do, actually.
We know.
Yeah.
I feel really sick right now. Hello, I'm Mel.
Hi.
I have just finished my acting course at college and I'm taking a gap year. I was going to go Lambda and my arse fell out when I found out we went there. Really shit myself. But what advice would you give for me? Because I want to be an actress when I grow up. I will be an actress when I grow up.
There you go, you're halfway there. I think determination is very important. It's a very weird life. There's not very much stability. It's either feast or famine financially, and kind of you have to ride out the periods of not working and kind of have other things that bring you self-esteem other than whether you're working or not. Be curious. I think that's my advice. Be curious. If you find people interesting, you'll probably be a half decent actor. Work hard. Keep your friends tight. Watch, read, observe.
Hi. If you could be
Sorry, do you want to hold it just slightly closer to your mouth, please?
If you could be in any other show, so Stranger Things and any other show, which show would you be in and why?
Do you guys watch Succession?
Yes.
I'd really like to be in that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'd really like to be in that.
Hi, Joseph. Sorry, that's you.
Hi.
Big fan. We all know that you're brilliant at accents. Can you give me your best Scottish accent?
I don't know about that. That's all you're getting, sorry.
I'm doing it 10 out of 10. Brilliant. Hello?
Hi.
It's me again, you met earlier.
Hi.
Do you remember it's my daughter's birthday?
It's your daughter's birthday today.
Florence, here.
Florence.
So you said that you couldn't play the guitar very well, but what's your singing voice like?
I don't know, how's everyone else feeling?
Yay!
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Florence. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. There you go.
Hi. Sorry.
Hello.
You're okay, take your time.
What message would you give to all the teenagers out there who really resonated with Eddie only being freak, who have always felt different, whether because they are gay or autistic or anything like that?
I'm so sorry. Did you say what advice would I give? Be yourself. That's all you can do. You know, you're you, and you're important. You matter.
Hello. My question is, what was your reaction of meeting the cast of Stranger Things?
Well, it was about 6, 7 years. It feels like years ago now. That first table read, I remember I was very nervous. Felt very important. We all, we had to do Stranger Things 4. It was scary, and kind of the principal cast were in a table in front of the kind of new guys. And I remember being very frightened, but everyone was very nice. And I was like you guys, I'm a fan. I was like, fuck, it's Hopper. Yeah, it was very weird. Still pretty weird. Still weird.
How long does it take you to kind of settle in on set when you're coming into a show that you always love?
It was, I didn't settle, really. I don't think I did. Still haven't. It's, yeah, you're just aware of the fact that it feels important. It feels like there's this duty to the people that love the show. We want to get it right. But I think that Stranger Things was an underdog show. It didn't have a big budget. They made it on very, very, very little money and kind of created this thing. And that still rings very true even now. It feels like it just feels still very normal. It doesn't feel like a kind of, there's no lobster and champagne, I asked. It just feels normal, but not normal. I don't know what I'm talking about.
think as a queer person, I think I can speak for the queer community when I say that Eddie means a lot to us. And I think we all really want to know what was really going on between Steve and Eddie.
Bromance!
Well, firstly, I'd just like to thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I'm not telling you.
Oh!
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is, if you could film just one last scene as Eddie, what would it be?
Probably be a scene with Steve. No, I don't know. What's that? Well, yeah, it would be nice to see him graduate, right? Yeah.
I'm flipping the bird.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering, what was your favourite scene to film as Eddie?
Favourite scene? Oh, it's probably the Metallica one.
Yeah!
That was pretty fun. But look, there was a lot of them. I really loved all the stuff that I did with Dayton, that kind of sequence in episode 9. Loved the lake stuff. Do you remember that stuff on Lover's Lake? That was good fun. It was all good fun.
Hi.
Hey. Don't worry.
Do you support the Chrissy plus Eddie ship?
Do I? What's that, sorry?
Chrissy plus Eddie ship.
I can't hear you, I'm so sorry.
So did you say, do you support the Chrissy plus Eddie ship? So Chrissy
They're
and Eddie.
shipping together.
Should be together.
Yeah.
I mean, people have really picked up on that. They should. Yeah, it'd be lovely to see them. What a weird couple.
It's quite lovely the way the show leaves, although obviously there are a lot of things we do know, there's a lot open to interpretation, whether that's in reference to what characters are going through or their interests, or as you say, ships and different things like that. Is that quite fun to play with as an actor, where you can leave things open to interpretation and you know, there's things that are unsaid or you know that people are going to pick up on different things?
I suppose that's kind of specific to whether a show has a fandom like this or not. I think kind of you're all kind of constantly trying to find things in there. And yeah, it's very satisfying because a lot of the time I'm not thinking about them. So you kind of, they're raised to you and you think, oh yeah, maybe. It's great.
Thank you. Where are we now? Sorry.
Hi, oh my god.
Hi.
Hi, so there's a theory that the demo batch changed Eddie and he comes back.
Yeah.
So if he was to come back, what ability would you want him to have?
Ooh. Flight. Yeah. Can you fly? Is that allowed? What do you have, wings? Demo wings. Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Be the king of the bats.
Hey, I'm just wondering, what do you think happened to Eddie's body?
What do I think happened to Eddie's body?
Did Steve Curry back up or ghosting, considering that he broke his leg?
I reckon that he was buried at sea.
So, with Stranger Things, I watch it over and over again. Is there any shows that you like to watch over and over again?
That's a good question. I go back to Curb Your Enthusiasm quite a lot. I watch that quite a lot. What shows do we watch over and over again?
Cobra Kai.
Always Sunny sometimes, what's that? Yeah, it tends to be comedies. I think that if you want to kind of feel something familiar and comforting, I tend to go back to them.
Hi. I just want to say that I know it takes a lot to make a character from the script to the direction, but you can really tell that Eddie is a lot of your delivery, your choices as an actor, and so just a massive well done for that, because you can tell that Eddie is so much of just what you've interpreted and what you put in him. So it was done brilliantly, basically. I have a non-Eddie related question, if you don't mind. I know you're doing an independent film from like a South East London director, I believe, next. What made, like as an East Londoner myself, I'm very excited about that. What made you decide to go from like franchise to like indie, and what excites you about contemporary British and indie cinema, basically? I love that question.
Great question. Firstly, thank you for your compliments. That was lovely. Well, you just want range in this thing. You want to be able to kind of go on the kind of crazy big sets and look at the spectacle of it and kind of find that interesting. But there's something kind of more... It's such a difficult thing to get a film made. So I think when you're there, it feels really important. And when it's low budget, I mean, yeah, we made Horde for like half a Mars bar, you know, nothing. And it's exciting, and especially working with a new voice in this cinema. Luna is amazing, and I think the film is going to be really something. I could be wrong, but she's amazing. And that's just exciting. Being with a 24-year-old person, getting a film greenlit is adrenalizing, because that never happens. So surely it was, I mean, it's just fun. It's stripped back, it's far more about the work, there's less swinging and things that aren't there. Yeah, it's just different. You want range in this thing, because that keeps you interested.
Thank you so much for hearing this. Hey Joe.
Hi.
So as a self-confessed drama queen, Eddie is a little bit of a drama queen. Are you a drama queen like Eddie, or are you more chilled?
A little bit. A tiny bit. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
If there was a film about you, what actor would play you?
It's such a good question. Joking.
How would his accent be?
I don't know, probably he loves doing impressions of my voice. Yeah, I think if he's available, that'd be great.
And we're right at the back there.
Hello mate, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. So now, your hair now is beautiful, Eddie's hair is beautiful. Which do you prefer?
His.
His?
Hi.
I'm not allowed to ask the question that I want to ask because my son has forbidden it. So I'm going to ask, if you were cast as James Bond, would you want your martini shaken or stiff? Did you say stiff? Take it. Thank you so much.
No. What was the question?
You tell me. Would you rather have hands for feet or feet for hands?
Hands for feet.
What was the hardest scene for you to film as Eddie? The hardest scene to film as Eddie? Yeah, thank you.
Good question. Well, I guess there's two answers. Like, logistically, the Lovers Lake scene was a nightmare because we're just on, water's a difficult thing to get around, but it was also very fun. I think that the hardest part is probably the last one. I think is better. Is probably the hardest.
Thank you. And I think we have time for about 2 more questions. So.
Hello.
Hey mate.
Did you improvise?
Yes.
Everyone alright?
Yeah, did you improvise something on the set? Added something from yourself?
I
There
love
were
you,
bits of
man.
There were bits of improvisation. Yeah.
Can you talk us through what the kind of vibe was like for you? Was there a lot of improv on the set, or was it very much on the script? How was the kind of...
Well, there's lots of kind of bits in between. The Duffers are very trusting, and they like their actors to kind of colour moments in. Joe Keery is a shameless improvisation. Improviser. He's always kind of coming up with stuff, which is great. Maya as well. So they're open to it. I think with Eddie, I try to kind of, with each take, make him as kind of different as possible. So there had had to be a lot of bad improvisation, which the Duffers would just, who do you think you are? Lots of that, and then there were kind of moments where we would catch something that felt a bit, that felt right, and some of them made them in, some of them made them in. But yeah, it's great. To ad-lib it's good fun.
And our final question. Hello, thank you for being here. After watching Stranger Things, like, it made me come out, literally. I haven't been out in 3 years. But a funny question, you lot can laugh. Whose hair was bigger, Steve or Eddie?
I just want to say you're really brave. Well done. Yeah, I'm very proud of you. It's amazing. Eddie's hair was bigger, come on. It's enormous. Stupidly big.
I'm afraid that is all we have time for. First of all, thank you so much for your incredible questions, your wonderful words, and just for being you, basically. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you, Joseph.
And finally, please, a huge thank you to Mr. Joseph Quinn.